either have the actual character come in or just pick another character.
Oh my gosh, I just got spoiled on another... I'm so excited for Supergirl. I just got goosebumps. Okay, sorry. Go ahead. Hey guys, we are back. We are Nerd Jams as always. I'm Shannon.
I'm Jadon. I'm so happy right now.
He's very happy because of all the Justice League stuff, and also there's no Supergirl talk in this, so maybe the gloves will stay on this time.
Yeah.
Because our last two, we've gotten there finally.
With all the crap that's been happening, well, it's not really crap happening, but it's just my phone. My phone got jacked up, so I had to send it in. But everything Justice League just makes me so happy right now.
Check out the Nerd Jams accounts. He's been posting the trailers as they come out and such. But we are here to talk about the DC TV verse, and starting with Legends, which we only have 2 episodes left.
Yeah.
In the season.
Makes me happy.
I know, you want shorter seasons, which is ridiculous. What fan wants shorter seasons? You don't want more Iron Fist episodes?
No, I'm fine with the amount of those. I just, if there was like, I don't know, 2 seasons, I guess, per year. Just like one in the beginning of the year, one at the end of the year, or in the middle, whatever.
But just not all at once.
Yeah, I've never realized how draining it was until I've been watching all these shows together and on time. Because I think last year I didn't even watch all of Legends. I just waited till it was on Netflix and then I binged it. The
binge factor is easier for sure, and I think it's also the fact that we're doing these reviews, so we do have to watch it in a certain amount of time, and
I have to put more thought into it, more energy
because
into it.
As I said before, you know, after about mid-season 1 of Supergirl is when I gotta be home, gotta watch it, or well, wanna be home, gotta watch it as soon as it comes on, and it still wasn't that way for any of the other shows I watched. I'm behind on Grey's Anatomy. I thought I was 6 or 7 episodes behind on S.H.I.E.L.D., but apparently they took a break.
Yeah, I still haven't gotten to the mid-season finale for S.H.I.E.L.D. or
I'm 2 episodes behind. But the thing is that I would wait, you know, a few weeks until I finally, my 1 weekend off that I get every few months, and I would just stay home and not talk to anybody, binge watch all my shows. But it is a little different. However, I want more Supergirl episodes. Give me more. I
have found like a way to put a little palate cleanser in there, because yesterday or the day before I watched 2 of the shows, and then immediately afterwards I watched 2 episodes of Legion, and that made everything
helps it out a little bit.
Yeah, it really helps.
I've just been going back and watching season 1 of Supergirl in between.
Of course.
Or Buffy. I've been on a little bit of a Buffy kick lately. Not that I haven't seen all of those episodes.
I've been binging Burn Notice and the new show Happen Leonard, which is really good. It's on Netflix.
So there you go. That's just a little rundown of how we feel about our shows. We are definitely... We fanboy and fangirl over more than just the DC verse. Yeah. Absolutely. But let's jump right into this. And I'm going to start it off with... oh, Mick. The spear as a nut scratcher.
That's so...
We know that's...
That's so gross.
And Sarah's just like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that made me cringe a little bit. But I thought this was a really cool episode because it did a lot of things. Because it was set in World War I, where Wonder Woman is also set in, and so there's some references to No Man's Land, which recently they came out. There's a scene description put out for the scene where Wonder Woman goes out and fights. Where you see her swat the mortar away. So apparently it sounds really, really good. So that was I don't know if they did that on purpose, but it was I guess it was a nice nod. There's also all of the Lord of the Rings references, which was amazing. That
even I picked up on because I've never watched nor read any of them, and I don't plan to.
There's also a Dark Knight reference in there. It's part of the Joker's speech where he's being interrogated, and he says, when the chips are down, people won't accept you or whatever. The people, you act like you're one of them, but you're not. It's part of the whole
Mick.
speech. Yeah.
Which, come on, guys, Evil Mick again.
Yeah, that was.
We jump ahead all the time.
Yeah.
Can I real quick while we're talking about that? So I take notes in order, so I basically like live note take the episodes as I'm watching. And the very first thing I said was, is Rip still evil? Is he playing a double agent? I don't know why I got that vibe for a second, but it was when they were first talking about putting the spear together and stuff, it just hit me with that vibe. Oh, and so then later on I put, nope, it's Mick. Yeah. And then same thing, I was like, oh, Maya wants the spear, duh. And the end of the episode comes around, nope, it's Mick.
And I love that Maya was basically Boromir in this. From Lord of the Rings, Sean Bean's character.
Oh, so yeah, there's Sean Bean.
Yeah, he tries to steal the ring. Mm-hmm. Yeah. She basically had his lines like word for word, like, we need this weapon so we can use it against the enemy. And you know, what's wrong with that? They pretty much had they took a whole scene from Lord of the Rings and put it in this episode, and it worked fantastically. Oh, probably my favorite moment though, Firestorm transmuting.
Yeah, I knew you'd love that.
It makes me so happy.
And it's what's your favorite candy?
Yeah. So I really hope that they're gonna start doing that a little bit more, because he's more than just the Human Torch.
Mm-hmm. Well, and they threw it in there, you know, a little something me and Gray have been working on. Yeah. So that I think that means that yes, we're gonna see more of it, because we haven't seen it since the big one, in the 4-episode crossover, 3.5 episode crossover. That they've been working on it, so maybe that's why. And also, we're gonna have those moments where it's like, oh, just do that, and it would have fixed it. Yeah. So there is gonna be that.
Well, at least there's like, but hopefully they introduce the rules around it, because what the rules are is that you have the brain, the person, or I guess Firestorm has to know the molecular formula, I guess, for whatever he's doing. I like that. So it's not like he can just like look at something and turn it into whatever. He also can't transmute organic matter into something, so he can't use it on people.
But he can transmute. Can he transmute things into organic matter?
No.
Okay, that makes sense. I like that. Science.
So hopefully they introduce that, because those are really good rules to ground his abilities. But dude, he's huge. He got huge.
Yeah, he's ripped. He's gotten bigger for sure.
Yeah, when he was in the suit, I was like, holy crap, he's like twice the size he was before. Mm-hmm.
He is bulked up, at least in this area. Yeah. Absolutely.
What do you think about Captain Cold coming back?
One, he was not as annoying. He definitely did not have that voice on as bad.
Yeah, the Flash episode Into the Speed Force was, I feel like he was a lot thicker.
Oh, yeah. Much so. You know, yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, because my question was going to be, do we think that Snart's really dead then? And that this is how they're going to bring him back, and so and you know, Mick is probably double-crossing the Legion or something, and he's going to double-cross Snart, or is this just a play to get him back for these 3 episodes, and then he's still alive, so we're going to get him back in season 3?
What I'm hoping it's not is a way to say goodbye to the character, by having Mick overcome his dependency on him. Yeah. I really hope that's not where they're going. What I was really hoping that was going to be was that, for some reason, when he died in the explosion or whatever, is that he got displaced through time, so he pops
up. Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah.
And they still can do that.
Yeah, they can, yeah.
Mick was hilarious, though. You guys can see him?
Yeah. But that also brought up a problem, like my main problem for this episode was Stein was kind of an a-hole.
Oh yeah.
Because
they all were.
But he was the worst though, because he knew that he'd been seeing Snart everywhere, and he doesn't back him up at all. Nope. Stein has become a problem for me. Just like
the last several episodes, yeah.
Yeah, his relevancy in the entire show. So besides being part of Firestorm, which we rarely see. Yep. So, but yeah, that was my main problem. And then the other one was that how can Thawne not see the atom?
Oh my gosh!
Around his head.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I almost wrote it down and then I didn't. I was like, really? He found him in the Apollo episode last week, and this week he doesn't see him.
And he looked huge.
He looked giant.
He was like a small bird flying around his head. It's like, dude.
I agree. That was not well done. Especially since the week prior, he saw him so easily.
Yeah, and the whole team could just go in, and they're like not even trying to be really stealthy about it either. And he's just sitting there working at his workstation. This is...
I really like the scene with Sarah and Mick. When Mick is just staring at the spot and Sarah's like, I miss him too.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I really liked that scene. I love their dynamic now. And again, I felt all of them were out of character the way they were treating Mick.
Yeah.
It was so weird.
There was nothing sprinkled in
Yep.
before.
They constantly reference him as still being an evil guy or still being a morally off-center guy. But they never have said that they don't trust him. It was very out of the blue.
Yeah, I mean, he's done so much this season. He saved America.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was really out of the blue, and it also made me realize that I missed his dynamic with Ray, because they had that in the first season. Yeah.
Yep. Although I'm so glad Ray's not trying to be Captain Cold. That was so bad.
I didn't mind that.
It was funny, but it was cringy.
Yeah. But I also like just hearing more about Captain Cold and his process and just the way he was.
Making the bread while we're talking about Mick. And then he wipes it off. And when he sees Smart, you're one of those illuminations. Hallucinations? That too. He does it so well. And it's weird because I've seen him, because he was excuse me, who was he in the stupid Blade 3 movie, Blade Trinity?
Dracula.
He's Dracula, thank you.
Yeah.
And when, he's obviously aged a lot. But he was so conniving, or not even conniving, he was very, the way he acted that. And
he's calm and calculated.
Calm, thank you. Calculated, that's the word I'm looking for. And I've seen snippets of Prison Break.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
So he's just he's actually a really good actor.
Yeah, he is.
And when you first see Mick, it doesn't show through. And so.
The reason why I was laughing is because that movie has the ugliest baby. In that scene, I was thinking of that scene where he's on the roof holding the baby.
Blade Trinity.
Go back and watch that. That is the ugliest baby I've ever seen. I'm sorry. Babies aren't... I don't know.
Go watch it, because even though it's awful, it has Parker Posey in it, who's amazing.
Yes, I love her.
Ryan Reynolds, my future husband, is jacked in that movie. And,
yes,
Jessica Biel even gets...
I actually really like that movie. It's not even so much a guilty pleasure. I openly just...
and it's got Triple H, who does a good job.
Oh, yeah.
The wrestler. He does really good job. Anyways, back up to go.
Sorry, but that's kind of actually connects to the Flash, because he's the guy I visualize when I look at Savitar, because that's what he looks like in the comic books.
Oh, okay.
So, but anyways, I like the Backstreet Boys thing.
Oh my gosh.
And they all just what?
I might go with Backstreet Boys. That was a weird dialogue to me. I actually had to rewind it because I was like, wait, Sarah just told her to go with the boys, and then she said, go with the boys again.
Well, she said, go with the boys, and then she's like, I don't feel...
Well, right, so the way she did it, because Amaya's like, I should stay on the ship.
Yeah,
and then
she's like, are you okay? She's like, yeah. Alright, go with the boys.
Right, so the way that it was said, though, I had to rewind it while I was watching it, because I was like, wait a minute, why are you giving her the same directions twice? So I kind of missed the way, anyways, I don't know why I'm bringing this up, but I just kind of missed the way she delivered it, maybe, that she's like, alright, so you're fine, go where I said to go.
Okay.
Because I have that as a coach a lot of the time. It's like, it's like, you're going to go play third. Well, are you injured? Are you fine? Then go play third.
Right?
Nate pouting. What about Nate pouting? He doesn't want to be social right now.
I thought that was fine.
Well, but then the only reason they go to him is because they need Latin. Doesn't Gideon speak 8 million languages?
Right. Although I was actually very impressed with myself because I understood quite a few things whenever they spoke Latin.
I did not.
It's kind of mostly from Supernatural and their exorcism prayers and stuff like that. So
I recognize it. I don't ever understand it. I recognize it when I see or hear Latin because of Buffy.
Yeah.
We're learning things.
See, TV's educational.
Yes, it is.
So, well, actually, I really want to go back and watch the Lord of the Rings scene because it's in the Fellowship of the Ring and it's the Council of Elrond scene where they decide what to do with the ring. But that was basically the scene that they transplanted into this episode. And I really want to match up which character is who because Amaya was Boromir And then someone had like all of Gandalf's lines.
This is the original scene when Mick torches the spear? When they're deciding what to do with it, or later on?
It's later on.
Okay, so when Maya actually picks up the spear, that scene?
Yeah, when she's like, when they're like, we should use the spear to...
Alright.
Yeah. And then someone had Gimli's lines and stuff. And so they're like begrudgingly going with it or something. So I really want to match who was who. But I thought it worked really well, even better than the Star Wars episode with the references. Which I know was like, what?
Right? That was my reaction when he said that. I felt like we actually got more Lord of the Rings, especially having, J.R. Tolkien and he was a bigger factor than George Lucas. But it didn't feel as heavy-handed as the Star Wars to me.
Yeah, no. Because they used it in the Star Wars one, they used in a really gimmicky way.
Yeah, it was the whole, I believe, or I want to. It was weird.
Yeah, whereas the spear was a great, how would you say, like an allegory, or is it a metaphor for the ring? Whichever English word. Whatever literature description. But yeah, the spear worked perfectly as a substitute for the ring, and so all the dialogue was relevant, so I think it worked really well in that way.
So really the legends inspired Lord of the Rings, not actually the war.
Kinda. But yeah, I wrote down all the references though, because there were some really good ones.
When he says, "I enjoy long stories."
Yeah.
I was like, yes. That's why I've never watched it.
But there was the whole burning the spear. As soon as he did that, I was like, please let there be writing on it. Please let there be writing on it. And lo and behold, the writing comes on. Someone said one cannot simply, I think it was Stein, one cannot simply do such and such.
One cannot simply walk into battle, because I have a note on that.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that's so funny. Again, I've never seen Lord of the Rings, however, I know Sean Bean, and I've seen that meme. So now I know where that stupid line is from.
That makes me wither inside.
That I've never seen it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he says one cannot simply walk in the middle of a battlefield.
Yeah, and there's the
similar.
More power than anyone can wield. That was another one. A lot of them are Boromir's lines. There's the... Let's see. The spear is whispering to people, like trying to get them to do things, and...
I loved that scene.
Yeah.
When Amaya, I loved Mick being the one to talk that it's like, it's my parents. Don't play with fire.
That was really, it's just really creepy. And then the other one was being able to make your wishes come true. Yeah, just so many good parallels to it. It's one of my favorite. I think it's one of my favorite episodes. It's up there.
It's pretty good. At first, I kind of was just like, "What the heck?" And then, I feel like that's been a lot of Legends here lately. Yeah. I'm kind of very like, "What are we doing?" And then it settles in. However, probably my only freaking gripe this episode. One cannot simply walk into battlefield. Nick is freaking bulletproof. He can simply walk into battlefield.
Oh my! And it looks stupid. That was another thing that looked dumb. Was when Nate walks out into the battlefield and he's going like this.
Yes.
And he's swatting bullets away. He's impenetrable.
Just let him hit you.
But he's not super fast. So that looked really dumb.
It does. But that's my thing. You're going to use your powers anyway. It was just a huge, we talked about it before, a glaringly huge plot hole. That he is bulletproof. Yeah. Walk your butt down there and get the box. You don't have to have 5 minutes of dialogue discussing how to do this. Although
we did see that when he gets hit by a mortar, it does actually knock him on his butt. So, and that's how he lost the blood of Christ or whatever.
Yeah, but still. And can Amaya fly if she takes on the power of an animal with flight? We've never seen her fly.
I know in the comic books it's a thing, but I can't remember if her granddaughter does it. I want to say she did in the Arrow episode. She flew.
I don't remember. That was a long time ago. But I was just wondering, because that's what I was thinking. I was like, hell, even Amaya could just turn into like a pterodactyl and carry Nate and drop him right where it is.
But I did like though that when they went onto the battlefield and they were using their weapons and everything, it wasn't in a way that was so obvious that anyone on the battlefield would look at them and go, "What is happening?" Like
except for there's 2 nurses fighting.
Yeah, that was the only.
And kicking butt.
Yeah,
I did like the fight though. I love when Sarah just makes little comments while she's fighting, or
Yeah.
or they're talking about the weapon and she's like, I don't know, I have 10 different ways to kill you with this piece of stick.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought it was a kind of missed opportunity to do more of a Wonder Woman thing, because in the scene description it's like she goes out into battle and inspires everyone else to go out in battle with her. So I was hoping there'd be more of that going on, but
I hated the ceasefire.
I liked it. I thought it worked really well.
Had they been able to convince the generals to make the announcement, I would have been okay with it.
Yeah.
But just some random guy getting on there and saying, let's stop this.
He made some really good points.
He makes great points, really, but he's not of rank.
Yeah, it's...
For both sides, it was just very weird to me.
But it is one thing, though.
Buff, so
it is one thing that I think both sides could come to terms with.
Oh, absolutely. When they were talking to the generals, the ones in charge, I was on board.
Yeah.
But then when Rip is the one to give the rousing speech, and it was weird.
Speaking of which, though, I did like that he kind of took a second-in-command role. Mm-hmm. So that made me a little feel a little bit better, as opposed to last week when I was wondering what his place was.
Yeah. Did you geek out over Gawain?
Oh yeah.
Sir Gawain.
Like, yeah. That was cool. That was all really cool. I guess I missed the part though where they talked about why the blood was on the battlefield. Was it a trap that was set by the Legion? Like they'd already found the blood and in the crypt, and then they took it and hid it on the battlefield.
I don't remember now. I don't think it was the Legion. I think it was stolen from Gawain, maybe. And well, how about why was it just chilling? Yeah, that was the easiest find ever.
It was just sitting in a crater.
Not even fully covered with the.
Yeah. So I don't know what that was.
I'd have to look back, but I believe it was stolen from Gawain or buried by Gawain.
Oh, okay.
It might have been hidden by Gawain.
So Ray's poltergeist thing. Remember when he gets inside the cannon or whatever, and you hear him.
Oh my gosh, the laugh.
That was so out of. I don't know. Just it took me so out of the show.
But it was so funny. It's so Ray though.
Yeah. Did you see the promo for next week?
I did not.
Neither did I. So I don't know what's coming.
Yeah, which I like though, but I looked it up to make sure I had the right episode number while I was writing things down for our editing, and I was very sad to see we only have 2 episodes left.
Yeah. So if Prison Break is over? Was this like the last season?
I don't know. This is crazy that they brought it back. Yeah. So I don't know what they're doing with Prison Break. So we'll have to see. What about the Legion? So we got to talk about Mick going to Snart.
Well, I said pretty much all I wanted to say about that was just that there's, like you said, it was out of character for them to all turn on him. Mm-hmm. And it was, Stein especially pissed me off.
I really liked Mick saying, "Come with me" to Amaya.
Yeah. It made sense.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna... I'm not happy with it, regardless. Yeah. Even if he is trying to go bad, because of his connection with Snart, not happy there. If he is double-crossing the Legion, I don't like it. I just don't like it. We've already had him be Kronos. Yeah. And...
Which I thought, but I liked that.
I liked him being Kronos. That was a twist. I didn't see it coming.
Me either.
And I liked that. I liked that they got him back and that they were able to bring him back on board and make him good again. So I just don't like going back to the same plot devices over and over again. We talked about it on Arrow with the alcoholism for...
Oh, jeez. The alcohol...
Captain Lance.
The drug use, the killing the Lance family members.
Yes. So I'm not sure how I feel about this, but I did like how Malcolm Merlyn walks in and they explain where he's been. Yeah, he's been on a musical episode.
But I liked the explanation for it because it was actually relevant for him to be away.
And he's like, oh, here you go. And I love the interjection of the scene where, is it Nate or Ray that are saying, I think it's Ray, well, guys, what if they don't know how to use it? And then here comes the scene, boom, and they start reading, and then...
I totally expected him to, like, grab the spear and be like, the the F do I do with this now?
Right? Something. But yeah, we have to... Do you have any predictions? I mean, 2 episodes left, so...
I'm hoping that it's a chance to bring back Captain Cold and Eddie Thawne. Because that's what the Reverse Flash's plan has been all along, is to bring back his ancestors so he can...
Live.
Yeah, no longer be a remnant, time remnant, so...
Okay.
And I just love that character. Like I said last week, I want him back, so...
Interesting. So you think that they would bring him back to Flash if he came back on Legends?
Yeah, that's the thing though, is that it'd be kind of tricky for them to pull that off, but I don't think it's impossible, so.
Alright. Guess we'll see.
Yeah. Did you have anything? Any predictions?
I don't. I actually read the synopsis for the next 2 episodes, so I don't want to say anything.
Okay. This went really well. Things go really, really well when I'm happy.
I don't know, you were pretty happy yesterday.
I was.
And we still had a good little argument. I like our arguments, though.
Yeah.
The only thing we argue over, for the most part, is Supergirl. And it's because I am a huge fan of it, and
I want it to be better.
And you want it to be better, and I want it to be better too, but, so, like I said, you know, our friendship stays intact, and
yeah, it's...
I'm a passionate person, so I will get very up there, but it's fine.
I have a very specific view of Superman and the whole character.
Which I think is an issue.
Yeah.
Because this is not Superman.
But it spreads into
I know.
Supergirl, but yeah.
So let's go into freaking Arrow.
Yes. This is good. It's another great episode.
I was not expecting so much flashbacks this episode.
No.
I thought we would see, I thought we would see interjections of Oliver being tortured and the team trying to find him.
Which I'm happy we didn't see.
Agreed. I was fully invested in the flashbacks for once.
Yeah. And that brings up one of my favorite things that I miss so much, is to see Oliver working by himself. When you saw him as the Hood, I guess, and he was helping the Bratva, and he was fighting, and they were trying to... It was when they were trying to get the sarin gas. But it was just so good to see him by himself, because the camera wasn't split between 7 different people.
Yes.
Where they had to split up the choreography and the timing and everything. It was just centered on him, and you could... And that's when the choreography really shines. It just made me want to watch seasons 1 and 2 again. Where are we going? I don't know where we're going with that.
Well, just talking about with the flashbacks, we see why he and Anatoly have such a great and strained relationship.
Yeah.
Why he wants to kill him, but then he says no, and I love it. I love their relationship. And it explained. So I forgot why he was even in Russia, and I think that's why I've had so many issues with what the hell was going on in the flashbacks.
Yeah.
And they did one preview, no voiceover again. They did one preview, or recap of the characters that Oliver actually killed the last year.
Yeah, I never actually saw Diana die.
There we go.
Because I didn't finish season 4 because it was garbage.
Yeah.
So I'd never seen that scene before, so I didn't even know why he was in Russia either. I'm realizing right now.
Yeah.
But
so I wish maybe they could have done that a few times throughout and reminded us why. But anyways, Dolph was back. I love him.
He's so good. He's
so
great.
bad. He's so good, and he looks good.
Yeah, I swear he hasn't
old
aged
as he
in like
is,
10 years.
And I feel like he's just gotten better. His acting, his English. Oh, I love him, and he's not dead.
No.
How about that?
Great. And I'm trying to think of, maybe he's some sort of character, probably a character from the comic books, and I can't think of anyone except for a character named Blockbuster, but I don't think it's him. So.
Oh, because it's Malcolm in my notes, by the way, because I think I'm funny. I only have maybe 7 notes for this episode, and one of them you saw yesterday was Dolph in all letters, exclamation points, and then immediately Malcolm, question mark.
Yeah. That was a nice touch. It was a nice touch.
Did not see that coming.
Yeah.
John Barrowman looks like he's lost a little weight. He looks good.
Yeah, he's looking better.
Which, hey, I know all about the weight fluctuation. We're good there.
Yeah, me too.
But yeah, no, Dolph, I just call him Dolph. Whatever. Yeah. What is his dead name?
Like I know him. Like we're on a first name basis.
Yeah. He, which is never me, as you know. I never call the actors by their names, full first names. But I want to know who he is. How did Malcolm save him? Did he use?
I don't know.
Crazy means? Like, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, it's really bizarre. Did they not check and see if he's dead, or?
Because that noise that it made when Oliver killed him, it sure sounded dead.
That was bad sound editing, though.
But he sounded dead.
Yeah,
I was like,
very dead.
What was that sound? So I don't know. We'll see if it's magic. Lazarus Pit.
No, please no. Please no.
Maybe Malcolm had a little vial in his pocket.
Jeez.
Oh man.
Did you catch the Game of Thrones? The heavy reference throughout the entire episode?
I don't know, did I?
Confess.
Oh, yes! I did. I meant to say that.
Confess!
Confess. Shame.
I thought it was great.
Confess.
Because it wasn't a heavy-handed, hey, here's a reference.
Yeah, no. It was just the same thing. I mean, for worse torture. And it wraps up the whole sins episode from a couple weeks back when literally all you heard were sins of the Father, sins of the Father.
Gosh.
So now we're all confessing. How about, I really liked the whole Oliver calling the Hood a separate person. Him,
yeah.
he.
Yeah, that was good, but then I had one problem with it when he was interrogating the guy. Mm-hmm. Like, he puts on his costume and everything just to go interrogate him. But the guy's wearing a blindfold.
Yeah.
So.
Well, but if you really are, if it makes him a different person, he would have to have his costume on.
Yeah, but I was thinking more of it like, because there are so many times when you see, because he's basically supposed to be Batman. But there's so many times where you see Bruce Wayne in like the animated show, or actually even in BVS, where he has that whole Bruce Wayne persona because, you know, that's the mask. And then he doesn't have to put on the costume though to drop it. There's times where he can just turn on a dime and he's suddenly Batman. But
I bet he wasn't like that at first.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially as dark as Batman gets a lot of the time. There's no way that he had that distinction at first. And remember, this is the very first time that we see Oliver as the Hood.
So yeah, that was something that I wrote down I gave him a little leeway with that, but I did think it was silly that the guy's blindfolded. So
how about the whole "that was me practicing" thing?
Yeah, I like that.
That was very dark. It was very simple but dark.
Yes.
For him to just kill the guy and then. Or did he practice on him after, or did he practice on him while he was still alive?
I think while he's still alive.
Yeah, so he just continued to torture him after he was told what he needed.
Yeah. I feel like past Oliver is a lot more murdery and dark.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Actual season 1 Oliver.
Absolutely. He just randomly, he kills everyone in Russia.
Yeah.
Walks in, you're the door guy, boom, arrow to the chest. Everybody dead.
Well, it does make me sad, though, because when I saw season 1, I was hoping so much that he would stay on the island and we'd get to see the bearded, crazy, homicidal jungle man. So I'm wondering...
We're getting closer.
Yeah, his hair looks stupid. It's at a bad length right now.
Yeah. Speaking of hair, real quick, kind of moving along, Oliver's hair is very long the last several episodes, and I've noticed it because he looks best when it's just kept short. And the very opening scene is Chase dunking him by his hair, and I was like, oh, I've been wondering why his hair is long.
There you go.
Now we know.
Oh man, this all makes me sad though, because in the movies I think they might be looking for another Green Arrow, and my fan cast was Charlie Hunnam.
Oh.
Who looks exactly like...
He does, the comic book character.
But then he came out yesterday and said, I have no interest in playing this character.
What?
But I'm
maybe he's just throwing that out there.
Hoping that changes once he sees a paycheck.
He does. I've never read the comic books, but I saw one with Harley Quinn and Arrow. And who's the character that... Is Arrow and Harley Quinn a thing, or is it Arrow and someone else? Black Canary, and he knocks her up in a comic.
Yeah.
And the scene was just funny as hell. I don't remember what it was now. But it was funny between Harley Quinn and Black Canary. But I saw the version of the Green Arrow, and I was like, what is this?
Yep.
Because Stephen Amell is a pretty guy, and this guy is like... This guy has like a nasty goatee.
The goatee is the best.
And looks like this just biker type guy, which is not a bad thing. So yes, Charlie Hunnam would be amazing.
You should see the forked beard
goatee.
It's so great.
God. So anyways.
Yeah, he was my fan casting, and I'm hoping it changes. He changes his mind because he'd be perfect.
Yeah.
But anyways.
He's getting up there, though.
He's
a pretty man.
Yes, he is. I just started watching Sons of Anarchy for the third time. Oh, so good.
Talk about a show that goes a little crazy in the middle.
Yeah.
But then pulls it back in.
Yeah.
But anyways.
I'm sorry, but it's so... watching him grow as an actor, because like, as soon as Opie dies, like, his acting
oh my gosh, Opie.
So, like, gives me chills.
Talk about good acting. Freaking Gary Bertier from Remember the Titans plays Opie. You don't recognize him for 2 seasons. You will now if you go watch it.
I watched the pilot yesterday, and I was weirded out because he walks up and he's got a short beard and short hair. I was like, who is this guy?
Right.
Because by the end he's got like the...
Yep.
Anyways, I'm sorry. Back to Arrow. Adrian. Let's talk about Josh Segarra.
Oh my gosh.
So good.
I love that he's in a suit. I love that he is Chase the whole time.
Yeah.
He was never Prometheus when he was torturing, and I don't know why that is such a key factor in my mind, but I really liked that he was Adrian Chase the whole time.
Because it doesn't change how intimidating he is by any stretch.
He's so weird though.
He is.
Like, why? Why do you want him? What is your end game here, Chase? What is going on? Why are you killing all these people? And Oliver brings up the best point. It's like, yeah, I killed people. They were bad people. You murdered your wife.
I do want to see them get more into that because he had this weird look. I couldn't quite pin down like what he actually thought about that. Whether he was actually really bummed that he did that, or whether he was just kind of.
So he had a weird look when he did it, or when Oliver brought it up.
When Oliver brought it up.
Okay.
But okay, so there's a lot of talk about how good Stephen Amell is this episode. All I could think in my mind was that line that Prometheus had where he said, do you realize how impotent you sound right now? Mm-hmm. I just kept hearing that in my head whenever, because like there's a lot of yelling. I didn't think there's some choices that he made.
Yes, agreed.
Where it's just, calm down, dude. It would have been much better if it was on the other side of the spectrum.
Because Oliver usually is. Like some of his lines hit the hardest when he shows his emotion, but with a very calm, quiet voice. Yeah,
I was thinking when Moira dies, like he doesn't scream or anything, he just collapses. And I was thinking that's more of what we needed in this. When
he screamed, "I like it," that kind of took me out. When he finally confesses that he likes killing or whatever, it was a little weird. But other than that, he did a phenomenal job.
Yeah, he did it. Yeah, he looked. Oh my gosh, Makeup did an amazing job with when he walks in the arrow cave at the end and.
In the quiver.
Yeah. No.
I was waiting for that one.
You almost got me.
They did a really great job, and the only time in this series, and I talked about it in the Supergirl and Flash half of this recap, that the titular character you're never gonna think is gonna die, and so it comes off. The only time that I've ever really felt worried or felt distraught was when Ra's al Ghul, whatever his name is, put a sword through Oliver.
Yeah.
Because even now, like, my heart starts racing when I think about that, because it was so well done. Because you think, oh, he's definitely going to win, or he's just going to get knocked down and have to come back and beat him again. No, he put a sword through his freaking gut and then sent him off a mountain. And that scene was done so well, and Oliver, Stephen Amell, just had no real reaction. And then seeing him get shot and burned and everything in this episode kind of brought me back to that a little bit, but nowhere near as intense as that. Like, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about that scene when he gets stabbed.
There are a few other times, like where, I think in season 1, where Malcolm captures him near the end. And then there's some stuff with Slade, where I thought he might actually kill Arrow, so.
See, and I never did. Yeah. And it's just the whole, the title characters. Even if they die, they're not going to stay dead.
Yeah. But speaking of that last scene, it was great. I loved everyone's expressions when they saw him. One thing that did take me out a little bit, even though I understood why she was doing it, was everyone's looking at Oliver's face. And then she's looking at his body. So, for a second I was like, really? But then I was like, oh wait, yeah, he's got his tattoo was burned
she's
off.
gonna notice more than anybody what has been done, what's new and what's old.
Yeah, there's that moment where I was like,
"You're checking him out, really?" No, that's actually a good thing you brought up because she would. I mean, they've seen him without his shirt on, but they have been intimate on more than just a sexual level. So she would be probably. I took it as she was taking in.
Yeah.
What happened to him?
Yeah.
What about Artemis?
Okay, so in my notes, I have Artemis is dead. Smiley face.
Smiley face. Yep.
And then later on, Artemis is not dead.
Yeah. Because I thought that would have been a great end to her storyline.
Yeah.
And it would have been. It was sad. I felt bad for her. The acting.
I didn't recognize her when she walked in. Mm-hmm. It was both the acting and the makeup.
And the makeup. Yep. The wardrobe.
I was like, who is this random girl?
Yep. They did a really good job. She did a really good job. I thought he killed her.
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming. At first, I thought.
We should have.
I know. At first, I thought that he was going to do something like that, but then when he killed her and stuff, I was like, oh, all right. But it would have been a good way to end her storyline. Yeah,
I mean, and there's even like this thing where I think it was Kreisberg or Berlanti or Guggenheim, one of them, where they were talking about how even they think her story is done. Like, they were talking about, we don't have anything else for her. It's like, so why is she around? She
might still die, but I wish I would have liked her to die that way than to die as a bad guy.
I don't want to see her. I don't want to see her redeemed or anything. Like, die helping the team or something like that. It
would have been nice to see her understanding she made a mistake and die that way. And I felt it. Blah, 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 I can't talk. But yeah, her saying that I can't stay here another day, and she did a really good job.
Yeah. But that actually brought up one of my gripes was, it's just nitpicky, but where Oliver's like, give me the knife and, we can escape and we can ambush him. And it's like, dude, you don't think he's wired the room? He's not watching you right now?
Well,
like,
he's still gonna
I know he said, I know, but like, it's like, I know he said he's, gonna come back later, but he's obviously in another room watching all of this happen, so. And that was, like I said, a little bit nitpicky, so. Let's see. So there's this running theme another running theme throughout the shows, or at least with Flash, about the choices that these heroes have made, the selfish choices they've made have caused the death of their loved ones, and I liked him bringing that up.
Yep. So how do we feel about Oliver's confession? Because I've talked about it in last week's, I think, about how with the whole mayor denouncing the Green Arrow and stuff, it really pulls his self-doubt into play and his guilt and such. And him admitting that, he enjoys the killing or enjoys the power, whichever one you want to look at, kind of took me away from that.
Well, I feel like he's admitted that before in the series.
He has, but like he's admitted enjoying the revenge aspect of it. I don't think he's outright said I enjoy killing.
No.
Maybe he has. It's been a while.
I feel like he has.
But here lately, they've really been heavy-handed with, the whole I can't do this alone, or I'm not good enough. I can't make it work, like with Felicity and his relationships and Susan. So the self-doubt and the self-hate and the guilt have really been a prominent theme. And I feel like them just throwing into his confession is I like killing kind of takes away from all of that.
I feel like I don't feel like it takes away from it completely, because I think that can be something that would cause him to doubt his intentions. But yeah, I think it does make sense that I don't know. It's something to think about.
And anything else in the torture scenes? I mean, other than amazing. Like, it was all well acted. You had the one or two things, but it was very well done. We needed more Talia.
Was she in here?
No.
Was she at the beginning of the episode?
Oh, yeah, she said something like, I knew he would... No, that was Artemis.
Oh, I thought...
Someone said I knew he would admit it or something like that.
I was thinking at the very beginning of the episode
Maybe it was
where he's drowning him.
Maybe she was
I don't know.
I feel like she was there for like a second.
Yeah.
But give us more Talia.
Yeah. For sure.
What do we think is the end game? So Oliver has quit. He's said, I can't do this anymore.
I'm not sure. I just hope I just have really. All I have is hopes that they don't kill Prometheus off.
He gonna die.
I hope not.
Don't kill Talia.
If they kill Talia, then it's another one of those instances where I will burn Burbank to the ground. Or Canada, or wherever they are. Vancouver, yeah. I'll burn the CW office to the ground.
That was synchronized.
But yeah, I don't know exactly where this is going.
Yeah. So all along we've been saying that Prometheus' plan was to denounce Arrow and make him get to this point. But if he doesn't want to kill him, like, what are we doing?
Maybe a partner in crime? Wants a brother?
I don't think.
Kind of a Dexter thing going on for a season of Dexter. Yeah. He wants someone to
be on
join him.
And where's Vigilante? What's he gonna do? Where's he gonna come into play now?
You know, he's supposed to be in the next season, I think, is when they reveal his identity and his whole thing. Yeah, because that was something that they threw in. Because Adrian Chase is actually in the comic books. That's because there's a bunch of different vigilantes, but he was one of them. That was the name of one of the vigilantes.
So they made him somebody else?
Yeah, just for the sole purpose of throwing people off.
Oh, good, because we're going to talk about something in a minute.
Okay.
Well, but let's finish up on Arrow. So, but yeah, what do you think? Do you think he's going to be no Green Arrow for a couple episodes? Do you think he's going to take some vacation and they're going to run with the team for a little while?
I hope so.
5 episodes left, I believe.
Is Rory supposed to come back this season?
I don't know.
I feel like there were rumors.
Yeah.
Because if so, this would be the perfect time for him to come back.
I keep feeling like Ragman's should be showing up at some point.
You keep mentioning that, even though you're like his biggest hater.
I don't like him. I don't want him back. Did you say Rory or Roy?
I said Roy.
Oh, yeah. So Roy Harper, right?
Yeah,
Colton Haynes is supposed to be coming back. So it would. He and Thea. So maybe. I would like that. I thought you said Rory. But I do. I feel like Ragman's going to come back. But I'm okay if he doesn't.
That's just another thing where I mentioned yesterday where the actor, if I was that actor, is kind of like, either give me something to do or, I'll come back next season or something.
Right. Anything else?
I don't have anything, so.
It's a really good episode. It was dark. Very dark.
Yes. I loved it.
Agreed.
I enjoyed it.
So real quick, I don't really watch the previews on the Flash, DC, or Arrow because I don't want to be spoiled. However, I'm the complete opposite on Supergirl. Mostly because I'm on Tumblr all the time and I get spoiled. So spoiler alert if you don't want to hear about it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is the episode where we meet Maggie's ex.
Okay.
And I've said before that...
What the hell?
What?
I don't want that while we have the Mondel's parents being around.
I know. I told you.
What is going on?
It's very weird the way they keep doing things unless they tie it in. And I've said before that I want it to be Kate Kane so badly. However, we know it's not Kate Kane in name, and seeing as how DC likes to flip characters,
don't do that.
Adrian Chase and Hank Henshaw and all these other things. How would we feel if they did that? If this Emily person, who's her ex, is it Batgirl or Batwoman?
Batwoman.
Is Batwoman. Or Batgirl, or was a vigilante in Gotham, even if they don't say her by name.
I am looking her up.
Looking who up?
The actress.
That plays...
Yeah. Because maybe based on the look of her, I can tell if that's what they're trying to do.
Oh, I can show you. I can show you right now. It'll be quicker. Because you're searching like Maggie's ex or something, aren't you? I got you. But while I'm looking, what would you think if they did that?
That's the thing that I don't enjoy when they...
Overall, you don't like it, even if it's not a character that you are invested in.
Yeah, if they want to do that, then just the character come in or just pick another character.
Oh my gosh, I just got spoiled on another... I'm so excited for Supergirl. I just got goosebumps. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah,
this is what happens. I just log into Tumblr and boom.
Yeah, it's one of those cases where I don't want a pseudo whatever character. I just want the actual character. If you can't get that person, the license for that character to be on the show, then just don't do it. Find something else.
Which we've said before, don't make them. So, but let's say that they don't make her, because there's been more than one variation of Batgirl and Batwoman throughout the series, right? Or was it always Kate Kane?
There was one like near the beginning of when the Batman run was when he was created. There was one near early on, but I don't even know her name. It's mostly Kate Kane is like the definitive version. Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay.
Oh! Is she a lawyer?
I think. We'll see.
I think I know who that is.
So anyways, oh my god, are we done? Because I have to geek out to you right now.
I think so. Guys, today and tomorrow are just going to be such good days. We got the... so yeah, like she said, check us out on all of our different platforms, social media platforms. Make sure you like and subscribe to us.
Please. Talk to us.
Yeah. Talk to us. Have a conversation.
I get this excited as soon as I see a comment, and I immediately send a screenshot or something to Jadon. Yeah. Even if it's 4:30 in the morning when I'm at work and he is sleeping.
Yeah, right? Yeah, and I love to have like nerdy conversations. I'm always on Reddit having discussions with people about, I don't know, why Christian Bale sucks as Batman. I don't know. Fight me or something. I don't know.
Right? So come at us, bro. But, and if you actually watch this, let us know how you feel about us doing 2 segments. Even though we were supposed to be shorter in our 2 segments, we're about the same.
Yeah.
But, whatever, we geek out. And if you watch it, you watch it. If you don't, you don't. So, thank you.
See you later.
Oh my god! Can I spoil you a little bit, please? Please?
Fuck you.